In the American Southwest, every mile of railroad once carried the promise of a new beginning. Some journeys begin where the maps simply stop. The train stopped coming, but the station never stopped waiting. Even silence leaves behind a trail. Some doors preserve history better than any museum.
Every restoration begins by remembering, accompanied by the rhythmic, distinct sound of a pencil scratching on paper. The station was never alone. It was the heart of an entire frontier network.
Without water, no steam engine could cross the desert.
This station did not serve a town. It built one.
Every departure listed on this wall once carried someone's dream across the desert.
Every ticket sold here once carried a dream across the American frontier.
Restoration begins by understanding every detail. The station's heartbeat was measured one timetable at a time. Long before the internet, this room connected the frontier.
The station speaks again, one signal at a time.
Every arriving train depended on decisions made inside this room.
Some secrets wait patiently for the right moment to be found. The greatest treasures are often written on paper, not cast in gold.
Behind every railroad stood ordinary people doing extraordinary work.
This station was never just a stop along the railroad. It was the heartbeat of an entire town. The station served passengers, but the freight yard built the frontier. Every worn plank remembered thousands of deliveries. Some buildings stopped working, but never stopped guarding their stories. Time had paused inside a forgotten warehouse.
A frontier town depended on every crate unloaded here.
This platform never stayed quiet for long.
Railroads carried more than cargo. They carried the ranching economy of the American West. From these rails, the frontier reached the nation.
The station had been waiting, but so had its last locomotive. A station without its locomotive is only half a story. Before a locomotive can move again, every bolt tells its story.
Great machines deserve to be remembered exactly as they were built. Every inch of steel becomes part of history once again.
Strong engineering can outlive generations.
The reading appears consistent. Is that what we expected?
Yes, the wall integrity looks promising. This small cabin once controlled hundreds of tons of moving steel. Every journey began long before the wheels started turning. Machines leave memories too, written by the people who cared for them.
Restoration begins with respect. one careful brushstroke at a time.
Sometimes history only needs the light to return.
The engine had not spoken for decades, but hope had already returned.
Before steam could move, water had to rise. In the desert, every railroad depended on a single source of life.
Beneath the sand, an invisible lifeline connected the entire station.
This small building kept an entire railroad alive.
Simple engineering, Hinks, extraordinary reliability.
Every train depended on work that most passengers never saw. One graceful arm delivered life to every passing locomotive.
Even the strongest engines needed time to drink.
For a few unforgettable minutes, the frontier lived again. Steel carried the trains, but water carried the frontier. A railroad is only as strong as the path beneath its wheels.
The desert protected what time could not.
Every curve followed the wisdom of the land.
Every rail was placed by skilled hands, one spike at a time. Keeping the railroad alive required strength every single day.
Before trucks, the railroad carried its own workers. Safety was built with patience, not speed. Out here, nature always had the final word. Even forgotten roads remember where they began. The rails never truly disappeared. They simply waited for their story to be told again. Long before highways crossed the desert, every morning began with the sound of the railroad.
Every passenger carried a different destination, but the same hope.
The railroad delivered more than goods. It delivered everyday life.
The smell of fresh bread welcomed every traveler.
For ranchers, the railroad connected the open range to the nation.
Before radio, the railroad moved at the speed of Morse code.
For every child, the arriving train was the greatest show in town.
Every arriving train brought the outside world to the frontier.
The railroad did more than build a station. It built a community.
Some places disappear from maps, but never from history. For weary travelers, this hotel was the comfort waiting beyond the journey.
Every railroad station connected places. Every hence, every hotel connected people.
A shared meal often became the beginning of a lasting friendship.
News often traveled faster inside the barber shop than on the railroad. I heard about it last week.
Exactly. The telegraph is slower than the grapevine.
Every letter carried a piece of home across the frontier.
for children. The railroad was simply part of growing up.
When the train slowed, the desert reclaimed its voice.
The railroad brought strangers together. The town made them neighbors. Every farewell carried the promise of another return.
A railroad can build a town, but its greatest legacy is the people who once called it home. Sometimes history changes with a single letter.
Progress often follows the shortest path.
The platform grew quieter, one train at a time.
When the freight disappeared, the town's economy followed. The buildings remained, but the conversations slowly disappeared. Every great journey eventually reaches its last night.
The last train carried more memories than passengers.
Some jobs end quietly after a lifetime of service.
The station may close, but may its story never be forgotten.
The railroad moved on, but Redstone never stopped waiting.
Preservation is not about changing history. It is about protecting it. The station and its locomotive finally stand together once again.
The lifeline of the railroad flows once more.
One picture can preserve what time can never return. And this captures it all. Technology allows the past to walk beside the present.
History survives best when families continue telling their stories.
One whistle, who? And an entire century answered.
A forgotten station became a classroom for future generations.
We did not bring the railroad back. We brought its story home.
The tracks no longer carry trains every day, but they will always carry the story of Redstone.
Preservation does not erase time. It allows us to understand it. Every station has a final departure, but no story truly ends if someone still remembers. The buildings survived because the people deserve to be remembered. History becomes personal when a family finds its own reflection inside it.
Art allows us to see the past with today's eyes.
The future protects history by preserving knowledge. The greatest restoration is knowing when the work is complete. Some guardians never ask for recognition. Some places never ask us to stay, only to remember. Though the trains no longer arrive each evening, Redstone will always welcome those who wish to remember. Some stations no longer wait for trains, they wait for people to remember. Time changed its appearance, but never its importance. One final whistle. for every journey that began here.
Tonight, the station keeps time once again.
When people leave, nature becomes the faithful caretaker. Every expedition leaves with more than data. It leaves with gratitude. The work was finished. The legacy was only beginning. Every railroad left tracks across the land and across the lives of those who built America.
Buildings preserve history. People give it meaning.
Beyond the desert, another bridge still carries the echoes of generations.